Hello everyone, Rimea here, and welcome to the 6th part of my playthrough of Cloudy Super Mario Bros. U 2. So in the previous part we played through the first few levels of World 6, and of course if you're not aware of this mod, this is the big mod that I've been working on for the past few years. And we're kind of currently, like, I guess, maybe nearly halfway through the mods. Maybe not, I'm not sure really. This playthrough is going to be a lot of parts, I suppose, wow. Yeah, we're currently like halfway through World 6 or so. And I guess it's time to continue on with the next level. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is okay. Yeah, 6-3, chains and chomps. So this level uses these big old like chain chomp statues, which are of course very much inspired by the ones seen in what's it called again? Newer Super Mario Bros. Wii Summer Sun, or maybe just Newer Summer Sun. I don't actually remember exactly what it's called. But yeah, that's a very old Newer Wii mod back. I guess that one's like 10 years old now. Jesus. But yeah, that was like a thing I really liked in that mod, and so I kind of carried it over into this mod as well. I would have probably liked to have gotten rid of this mechanic entirely from this level, because it is kind of just like stolen from a newer Wii mod, which is kind of a cliched thing to do at this point. However, they were kind of just like too integral for the level to where I couldn't really get rid of them anymore in post-production. So, oh well. Go over to the left here, you get some coins that spawn in like this. And by the way, I think this might very well be the oldest level in the mod, or at least like the oldest level that I started making it at one point. I think I started this level like mid 2018 or something like that. It's kind of crazy. However, a lot of mechanics in this level that are now here weren't even a part of the level back then. For example, these like sand falls, or quicksand fall thingies, those weren't in the level at all when I first made it. That's kind of interesting. By the way, if you listen to this music. Yeah, I actually composed this track. I didn't like make the arrangement. No, wait, no, I guess I did make the arrangement. I just didn't do the final remix. That was done by Pokestat. However, I did like make the arrangement for this track. So I like, I came up with this tune basically. It's kind of loosely based off of Wild Woods from Mario Kart 8, if you can believe it. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It was also used in Super Mario Moonlight World, because at one point this track was going to be in that, and then Pokestat made that mix for it. So I'd feel bad if I hadn't included it in the mod it was intended for. But I also still felt like it was very fitting for the kind of the more desert-like levels in the second half of this world. So yeah, here we are. Of course, I kind of also skipped over it there, but the first star coin in this level is it's kind of interesting, where you go up here and some coins spawn, and then you jump down here, and then the star coin spawns right there. You kind of have to go in here. Originally in this level, the star coin was just right there, like without all of that other stuff, and you could just go over here and get the star coin. It was really simple. But in the end, I decided to make it a little bit more complex like that. This level kind of turns into a very strange thing where you're supposed to jump up the sand falls a lot. But I think it's quite cool. It's, I guess, another mechanic kind of inspired by Newer Wii, but I'd like to think I use those a lot more interestingly than Newer Wii ever did. And they also look a lot better, I'd like to think, because they're not just the quicksand sprite. They're actually like a custom animation. This whole underground section that we're about to go into is actually an addition I made to the mods, or this level specifically, like I think 3 years after it was originally made, because I realized the level was really short in the second half, and it kind of just needed something extra. So I made this whole section back then. I'm quite a big fan of this section here, where you have the sandfall going down, and then the chain jumps on either side. Even though if you look at the chain jumps, let's see if we can see it happening. Hello, chain jump, can you go here? Yeah, you can see how it kind of hits the sandfall. Like it's kind of floating in midair right there, because chain jumps actually really ignore physics really. But I guess it kind of looks like it's just like inside of the quicksand, which is fine. But yeah, at this point in the level, it really becomes a thing about jumping out of these sandfalls and making sure you don't die, which is quite tough actually. Quite a big fan of this green coin section here, and just the way these big chain chomp things are arranged right here. It looks really nice. Speaking of these chain chomp things, by the way, these big like structures, those are actually not like a custom render or anything like that. Those were actually completely made from scratch by me. Like I just like made it like in paint.net, I guess. I just kind of modeled it after what chain chomps look like, and then I also added all these like metal details to it later on. And so it really looks like some kind of like huge like HD render now, but it really was just a thing I made. So down there you can see the second star coin, and I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, maybe you're supposed to go down the sandfall to get the second star coin then, which would have been kind of lame, but I still understand that some people would think that, so therefore this still brings you back here, just in case people think that. Yeah, the main way to actually get that star coin is by just continuing on a little bit, and then you can see here there's this jump arc and the pipe. And you end up in the section down below here. This is a very traditional thing to do in a chain jump level, isn't it? To have these a bonus room like this, where you're supposed to let the chain jump loose on the specific side, so it breaks some blocks so you can get the star coin. Yeah, it's simple, but I felt like it was still like, you know, fine to do in this level regardless. And yeah, you can actually go back through the pipe on the right as well, but I tend to just go through this pipe because I don't know, it's possible. Yeah, and then here towards the end we kind of start combining the sandfalls and the swinging chains and yeah, mechanical progression and stuff. You can actually go up the sandfall here. Throughout the rest of the level, there have been a couple sections where like you could go up the sandfall and get some coins or whatever. But here would actually lead to a star coin. However, the main like intended way to really get up there isn't by just, you know, jumping up a random sandfall with no indication. It's actually the fact that there's a chain here hanging from nothing, which if you climb up, you know, the camera kind of pans up and you can jump up here. This is the same area. You'd end up with the sandfall as well. And then this is quite a fun bonus from here. It's kind of jank, but I kind of like it. So you can actually put these chain jump things on moving platforms, and yeah, the pole kind of does some weird stuff once you hit it all the way down. If you'll see, it just disappears, which is a shame. But I still think that this is like too cool of an opportunity to ignore, I suppose. Also, right down here is the 8-bit cloud for this level. Right, there we go. And of course, like most bonus rooms in this mod, it has a special exit to make sure that you can fall down like that without getting killed. And then for the gold pole, this is one of the few gold poles in the mod which isn't really like a challenge. It's more of like a little secret thing you have to find, and then you can, you know, get up this. It's kind of like the first star coin, I suppose. And yeah, there we go. I think it's actually ended up being a pretty decent level, even though it's such an old one. Like I said, it's been changed a lot throughout development, and in the end, it's quite decent now. Alright, and now for 6-4, a town called Tumblestone. Yeah, so the level name for this level is kind of inspired by like what do you expect the title of a Western movie to be, you know? Because this whole level is kind of supposed to be like a abandoned town out in the desert, you know, like you'd see in a Western movie, and so that level name is also kind of meant to reflect that as well. And yeah, this is quite an interesting level. You might remember there was also a level like this in the deserted Super Mario Bros. U with these like abandoned toad houses and stuff. And that was actually inspired by this level, if you can believe it. So like there was a level like this made like 4 years ago or something like that for Super Mario Evolution. And I guess like Willy Maker saw that and like he asked whether he could do something similar in Deserted, and I allowed him to. And yeah, so in the end, that mod released like 2.5 years ago now, and this mod is only out now. And yet still, that mod was actually inspired by something originally made for this mod. That's just kind of funny how that worked out. Also, something I do a couple times throughout this mod is having the background rock tiling kind of reflect the mechanic of the level. So it especially makes sense in the case of the multi-moles, I suppose, because you have the multi-moles with like their background rock outline thing that they jump out of, and you also have this big multi-mole like hole in the ground as well. I think that looks quite cool. But yeah, like I said in the previous episode as well, I kind of tried to have like a unique tile set element in every single level. So for example, this level not only has these toad houses, but it also has these cacti here. But yeah, the main mechanics for this level really are these wall rocks, and also I guess the multi-moles, and to a lesser extent also these spike enemies. And you can go down here and have a fun bonus room with the multi-moles. Yeah, so the main reason this level has like 700 or 800 seconds on the timer is because of this bonus room. Because I've seen so many people struggle with this one, and you know, that's totally reasonable because it is really quite difficult. Even I struggle with it quite a bit. Let's see if I can get it. Because yeah, if it's not obvious, you're supposed to like lead the multi-mole to the star coin, and then oh, I almost got it. Well, this is also the kind of thing you see a lot in Mario Maker, I believe, and yeah, I mean I can't say I played much Mario Maker, so I can't say it's directly inspired by that. But there we go. Yeah, that's nice. It's kind of funny how like it looks like the multi-mole like tries to get the star coin, but then the star coin moves away from him, so he can't quite get it, and then he like runs into this wall here the whole time, so it looks like he's like angry at you for stealing his star coin or something. I don't know. You could probably think of a whole story right there. Kind of interesting there how the you know, in the desert world we have this kind of different looking question mark block with which is kind of more desaturated and stuff, but the flying question blocks in this level are still completely yellow, and that's just because there's a limited amount of different colors you can make a flying question block, and yeah, I couldn't just sacrifice like one of those color slots for a desert style of flying question block, so they're still yellow, which I guess is fine. It's like the colors aren't that dissimilar, so it's okay. This is one of my favorite red coin stations in the mod. I don't know why exactly. It's just I think I really like it, and yeah, in general, just using the wobble rocks like this in a level, like for example having them here with the you know, falling down like this. I think it's just really cool. By the way, you might notice here the camera actually stops. You know, you can see like if I walk over here, like oh, the camera just stopped on the left. And that's actually to hide the fact that if let's see, maybe we can still show it. If I make this wobble rock fall, yeah, there we go. And I come back like this. Oh yeah, there you can see the wall rock chilling on the left there. You can't quite see the fact that it's actually floating right now. It's actually, you know, kind of still there, just hanging out. But yeah, if I make the camera move any further right here, you can see that it's floating. But yeah, it's still kind of funny. Just that's the way the wall rocks work, and that's also why there's layer 0 right here. You know, that's why like, Mario goes through the ground, because actually the wobble rocks have to, you know, have some place to go, and so they're currently like inside the ground right here. It's really strange how that works, and I wish it didn't work like that. And it kind of made kind of added some limitations to what I could do in this level. There's a funny little thing here where like there's this random semi-solid up above the spike, and then if you jump up there, the camera pans up to reveal a pipe for a bonus room. This is definitely one of the more, I guess, kind of Nintendo-like bonus rooms, I think, in the mod, in terms of just how it's just like, oh, here, have a bunch of enemies, that's it, you know? But I guess it's still fine. Oh, by the way, randomly complained about the fact that you can't jump down this hole, so look at this, now you can. Amazing. Pretty sure if you defeat all these multi-mods, you get some coin spawning. Yeah, you can see some levels in this mod were made during a phase where I was really into coin spawners. I think there's probably a coin spawner in almost every single level, but some of them have it a lot more than others. And this is one of the ones that has loads of them. Yeah, like right there, another coin spawner. This is definitely a one-up mushroom. It's actually pretty difficult to get, I think, sometimes. But sometimes you can get quite lucky, and it might feel a bit too weird to have a one-up mushroom be so easy to get. But I don't know, I think I struck a pretty good balance with that one. Bit of a random coin station down here. I don't think there was ever a point at which this was supposed to be a star coin. It's just like, I wanted to have a random coin section, I suppose. I quite like the way I ended up using the mechanic here at the very end with the way the, you know, the spike balls roll over the mushroom houses and stuff. And yeah, it just feels really natural and like a good final section of the level, just about. Well, except for here where we have some more multi-moles, and then this is really, I guess, the final challenge with these bubble rocks that fall down. Yeah, you're kind of supposed to like write this one down like this. Of course, for the star coin, you have to go up here like so. Which you can kind of tell because you can see the pipe, you know, at the very top of the screen. Yeah, this last bonus section here is kind of lame, honestly. There's not much to it. I kind of ran out of ideas for what to do with the rubber rocks at this point. But oh well. Alright, so in the vanilla game, you might have already noticed actually that, like in the vanilla game, there's a blue baby Yoshi right on, you know, bottom right here. But in this mod, it's all the way over here, and it's just kind of chilling up there. And that's actually because I wanted to make sure the player couldn't get any baby Yoshis on the road map, because, you know, that way you could kind of break any level, and I didn't want that to happen. So now if you go over here, there's actually this funny little message that pops up. Yoshi, baby Yoshi isn't here right now. Please leave a message after the bar. Yes, that's you know, that's actually using the sign like element that you would encounter at the end of World 2. You know, this one right here. Yeah, I you know, changed the text there to be kind of like a something you'd get when you'd call someone. You know, leave a message after the bar. That's I think that's kind of funny. Should we check out the one-up house? I don't think we should. Let's just continue with the next level. All right, Gusher Grove. This is one of the later levels made for the mods, because originally this stage actually took the place of the cheese level, which I think is kind of infamous at this point. It ended up being implemented into Super Mario Moonlight World, that level. But yeah, originally this was supposed to be a cheese level, but I completely changed it towards the end of development, or well, probably like a year ago at this point, but still relatively towards the end of development. And now it's more of like a beach level, because yeah, I guess I just had a bunch of leftover beach mechanics that I couldn't use throughout the mod because there is no beach world. So I decided to kind of make this one-off beach level in the mod. Fun little vine thing here. You might think you get a star coin for it, but you don't. There are no star coins in this first zone whatsoever, except for, you know, leading to a bonus room with a star coin at the very end. But yeah, I kind of tried to, in this first section, just like throw all of the familiar beach stuff at the player right away, because they'd, you know, be reintroduced to that after having presumably encountered it in Super Mario U. And then from there on, we kind of move on to more interesting things, I think. So I kind of like this here, where you're supposed to kind of like jump under the big urchin as it's falling down. We'll see more of that later on. But yeah, for, you know, to get the bonus room here, you can just like swim like this. It's kind of a challenge to avoid the water geysers, especially that last one. The time is quite strict. And then we have this fun bonus room here, which is this one took a while to set up, but I'm such a big fan of the way this one turned out. But yeah, so this is a kind of weird, almost unused mechanic in the game, which is the fact that there's rolling urchins, or well, you can give urchins a gravity affected setting, and then they also just roll on slopes like this. And yeah, with that I made this cool little I don't know, what would you call it? It's almost like a marble setup, like it's like a pinball machine or something. I don't know. It's really funny, and yeah, you can ride up the geyser and get the star coin. Yeah, so in that first zone, of course, we had water because it was like supposed to be like a beach section, and now we have Yoshi, which means we no longer can have water. If you're not aware, both in Nisma's Wii and Nisma's U, Yoshi does just not interact with water whatsoever. So it's kind of indicative of mods. The moment you no longer have water in your level, okay, now you can introduce Yoshi. Kind of funny. We've also had these, oh, hello, Yoshi. No, no, not this again. I've had this happen before. Up, no. Okay, I guess that worked out. What was I gonna say? Throughout this level, you also have these platforms here, these bump from below platforms, which are actually also used in the World 5 tower. And the reason they're here is currently a bit vague, but it'll become more obvious once we get to the next zone. So yeah, now we get to like the main section of the level, and I kind of like the fact that like this level starts out with this vertical section, because on the road map there's also this vertical section where you kind of climb up. And I guess that's kind of meant to represent that. First of all, over there to the left here is a very simple second star coin. It's fine. Getting it is actually kind of tricky sometimes because the timing is quite strict. But yeah, overall it's quite a simple star coin. But yeah, the main bulk of this level from here on out is this more athletic water section, which I think is quite cool. Of course, this level once again, like I said, has some unique tileset elements with these these oasis blocks, which are kind of inspired by the ones from the original game as well. But yeah, now after introducing those bump from below platforms earlier on in the level, we can use them together with the small urchins to create some pretty unique setups like that. Also, if you look down below here, it's one of the more sneaky clouds in the whole mod. It's not even 8-bit, it's just like a cloud. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm not going to get it, but there is, because I don't want to like waste my own time or your time. But there is a secret exit down below here. So if you go over here and then jump to the left, there's a layer 0 thing and you can get the secret exit. However, that secret exit is almost kind of pointless if you get the other secret exit in this world. Because with either of them, you can get the last star coin of the final castle in the world as well. So yeah, whatever, I'm not gonna get it, I'm just gonna continue with the level. That recoin section there is actually pretty tough a lot of the times, but I'm happy to get it so easily right there. Yeah, of course, jumping down here is another bonus pipe. This bonus section is quite a funny subversion of expectations, because you might like walk through here and think, oh, there's something wrong, like nothing is happening, why is this so easy and simple? And you hit the star coin and suddenly, boom, a bunch of stuff starts happening. This is all because you can actually make water geysers be triggered by locations. And so there's just a location covering that star coin, which not only makes all these coins pop in, but it also makes all these water geysers activate. I think that's kind of fun. There's kind of an interesting section here with these coins and then the water geyser that disappears right away once it spawns. Just yeah, just trying to find unique ways of having the water geysers implemented that Nintendo didn't already use. Even though Nintendo did already use water geysers in like half the levels of the World 3 of the original game. Yeah, then for the final section of the level, I think it made a lot of sense to kind of keep with the killing the urchins with the platforms like this mechanic. However, there's also a roulette block there. I think it's the only roulette block in the whole mod actually. And with that, you can get a star, for example, and do this. And there we go, that's the level done. I think it's pretty neat. Gets a little bit jank towards the end there with that last section. But yeah, overall, I think it's pretty cool. But anyways, guys, I think with that, that's going to do it for this part. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you tune in next time, where we're going to be finishing off World 6. But yeah, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.